Right now, let's go to the hotline and welcome our friend, Mr. Shane Torres, back to the show. Shane, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Jay.
Good.
Hey, man. How are you?
Good.
Happy New Year. How are you?
Happy New Year to you. Where are you at right now?
Yeah. I'm home in New York, and I wouldn't call it a blizzard, but we got a little bit of snow going. So I'm kind of just enjoying the day.
Is it? I just saw in the news that they're expecting is it going to be crazy there?
It better not be. I can't put up with it today, dude. I got too much stuff to do.
Shane has a special that is on YouTube. It's available to you now. You can go watch it called Blue-Eyed Mexican, which is produced by our friend Bert Kreischer. Where did you and Bert first meet?
Bert and I met in Seattle. He was playing. I was opening for him at a club called Parlor Live, which is no longer there.
Right.
But then we became tight, and then we just happened to get paired up in St. Louis again. And then that's when we became very friendly. And that was like weirdly like a month later. And then we just ended up, as you do with Bert, drinking a lot.
I was going to say, you're a big drinker and partier. You can never, because you're pretty mellow compared to Bert.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I go out for the party, but like, for me, it's very, I'm like, I'm not a huge fan of being like hugged and grabbed and stuff. And Bert won't, run into a bar arms wide open like a Mardi Gras party. And I'm a touch different in my energy. But we balance each other out. Is what I
I was in Ireland with him, and I walked into this bar.
I was there with you.
Yeah. And we walked into a bar after the show, and we could barely walk in, and I thought, I'm going to go home. And Bert's like, this is great. He walked right through everybody, and I went, man, we are definitely different people.
Yeah, I know. Look at all these
that
people grabbing me and taking pictures?
How is it? And when you go to like other countries, like to me, that blows my mind that foreigners find you guys as funny as we do. And like, I don't know. I always just assume like you're going to find the guy that you find.
I don't know if they
do. Well, supposedly you just think that the guys that are similar to you are the ones you find the funniest. Then here you are going, oh, it's got to be weird. And like going to weird places like New Zealand and things like that, and Amsterdam.
Dude, it's how it is. Like, I think we were over there together, 5 years ago, maybe 4?
Yeah.
Like when we did the jump between now and then, I guess because everything's on TikTok and Instagram, but like there is no lag, even in the people who are English is not their primary language.
Really?
Like they're on board. It's wild. Yeah. And I think, the universal language is alcohol abuse. So I think people are pretty much on board no matter what.
Yeah.
As long as it's not a dry country, I think we'll be fine for the most part.
We're just such dicks, though. Like they have this guy Gad over there who's like the biggest thing, and they tried to bring him over here, and we're like,
Gad, the French guy.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's funny, and his TV show is funny. Yeah. But we're such dicks. You bring him over here, and we're like, no thanks, Frenchie. Go back home.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I can't see him. I don't think the French want to come to the middle of Iowa the way like somebody from Columbus, Ohio might want to speak Harris.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of, which is the sweet irony of it.
Where'd you shoot your special?
We shot at this little indie rock club here in Brooklyn called the Sultan Room, and it's like really the commute is about a 5-minute walk from my house, so that was a huge appeal in it for me. Yes, yeah, and then but it's like a little. I mean, it's like a 300-seater, but we struck it down to like 150 with cameras and everything. We did 2 shows, and like it's just the idea of the special was to like make it feel like you were in there watching it, because like it's not I didn't want to be in a cavernous theater.
Yeah.
One, I didn't think I could fill it. And then like everybody was shooting in comedy clubs, and those are my favorite places. But I was like, when we did something a little different, and I think we managed to capture it pretty good.
Yeah, it looks great, and it's funny, and Bert produced it, which means, for Bert to put out his own money means that he believes so much in you. You see that with it's really weird because you guys have such a competitive community, but yet such a generous community. Like, you see Louis C.K. taking care of other comedians, and you see Bert doing this for you. There's other comedians who get to a certain point where they're willing to help out. Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle are willing to help out other people. Certainly Seinfeld. And then in this case, where a guy like Bert sees you and says, this guy should be huge by now. I'm going to do what I can to help out, which at the same time threatens his gig, but he has no problem because he thinks you're that funny.
Yeah, well, there are definitely guys who, like go through the door and leave it wide open, like Bert, and there are guys who shut it behind them.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of those people root for me in my career, and Bert is one of them. And he's been a champion to me for a long time. He's got big platforms and he's put me on them. But I think it's one of those things too. Like, I will tell you this, dude. So like Leanne produced it too. Really, she did like a lot, so much of the work. I went up to Bert. I was like a little emotional after we taped the last show. And I was just like, hey, I love you. Thank you so much for doing this. And Bert was like a little liquored up. And he just goes, you'd be surprised how little I had to do with this. And then he walked away.
But you know what, though? That's a good testament.
And then Leanne was like, really, she was awesome, man. I can't give her enough credit. She really put all across the finish line.
Leanne and I've been friends with them for 20 years, and Leanne's wonderful. She's been great, but the more famous that Bert becomes, the more Leanne really handles the business. That's what everybody keeps telling me. And she's and Bert will tell you, she's a big part of their success and keeping it going. So that's great. If you're going to be married to somebody, it might as well be somebody that can actually appreciate you and help you out.
Dude, she's a G, man. I see how they do it. We're all friends. You see how they work. Well, I'm doing so much of this on my own of finding people and trying to make a new hour right now and be creative and socially put myself out there. Is it's all such a business. And Leanne is she's handling so much, and Bert gets to go out there and have all this fun.
Yeah.
And, I'm thinking about getting maybe seriously married for the first time in my life, just so I don't have to do all this work. And I don't know if that's how it works, but
that's the thing I always say. I let my wife take over the finances when we got married, and my credit went from a 400 to an 800. So yeah, if you can get yourself a good half Jew, take it. That's true.
Dude, I paid off my college loans, my student loans this week, and it is shocking how long it took me to pay off $4,200. I would have anxiety getting mail from them every month. And I was like, but I had this weird thing of being dude, I was like, it's the only thing I've ever had to pay for that I've never actually received, and stand on it in my dumb stupid punk rock principle kind of attitude.
That's what I was gonna say. You paid for college tuition that had nothing to do with what you're doing now, I'm sure.
No, and I also didn't finish, so that's probably a big part of why I never got it.
This is Shane Torres. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shane.
Oh, thanks, brother.
No, I just want to let everybody. I want to let everybody know that the special is on YouTube. You can go watch it right now. It's called Blue Eyed Mexican, and it's been out since around Christmas time. We were supposed to have Shane on back when it first came out, and then we got disconnected there. But we wanted to make sure we catch up again so we can let everybody know about the special. And sometimes with these things, all it is word of mouth. You need to let somebody know, hey, you may not come across it. So we want to let you know as a show that this is a guy that we love. We love having him on. He's extremely funny. He's a good dude. And an opportunity for you to go home and watch it. And then when you do watch it, like it and share it as much as you can, because that's how these things get popular when you share the information. So I hope this blows up for you, brother.
Yeah. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate the time a lot.
Hey, you headed back here anytime soon? What's your schedule like? Any Tampa in your future?
I think I got something coming up in the summer. I got a little Florida run, so you might see me down there. And then I was just there with John Mulaney, actually.
Oh, really?
Doing some shows. Yeah. Little different crowd than Bert's.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was I was there. I just did 10 minutes opening for him real quick with it, and then we were out that night. But it was a good time.
Oh, what a good! That's well, man. What great exposure! Complete opposite is Bert, but what a great! I love Mulaney. I think he's hilarious, and he did make a run through the Hard Rocks here.
So fun.
Yeah.
So it was cool. Hopefully, I'm trying to get a little bit of audience from everywhere.
Good for you.
I'm trying to be loved by everyone, which I'm told is impossible, but I might die try.
Well, look, we love you, and look forward to seeing you back here. Blue-Eyed Mexican on YouTube. Check it out now. Good talking to you, Shane.
Thank you so much, Mike. Take care of yourself.
Take it easy. There you go. He's a good dude, man. He's very funny. And these phone calls you can tell how hard it is to have a conversation with somebody on the phone because, it overlaps and all that stuff. But that's how much I like Shane and want to spread the word about his special Blue-Eyed Mexican on YouTube. You can go watch it right now. And then do yourself a favor and tell your friends about it. Also, do I ask for a lot of favors? Like I consider myself a giver. Not from you, you jerk off. I'm talking about from our listening audience. I don't feel like I ask a lot of the listening audience. I feel like I try to give as much as I can, and I save my asking for the important thing. Joe, your mic's not on.
Why do you turn your mic off? I don't understand. You can have a little click. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't understand that.
All right. Yes, Michael.
I'll see you at the Sad Losers meeting.
Sad and weird.
Sad weirdos. Sorry. Here, Joe, what I was going to ask the people.
Yes.
You and I and Large Richard have been working very hard on getting the YouTube page in order.
That is correct.
I think we've come a long way in a short amount of time. And the only thing now that we need are subscribers.
Right.
I don't blame you for not subscribing before. We didn't really put anything up there. Then we started with the full show replays. And I'll just explain to you people. The show, if you would like to listen to it, is available on the Bone app. You can listen to it all day as it repeats and is on demand and all that stuff at the Bone app or the website, whatever's easier for you. But 24 hours later, if you missed the show, we put the full show replays up on the Mike Calta Show YouTube channel so that you can go back and listen to them if you missed it. And then we also break down and put some clips up and things on the show so you can ingest it in smaller segments if you like.
I'm finding a lot of classic clips, too, that I'm also adding to that channel.
I love the classic clips.
I put up the other day, Crazy Patty getting your face tattooed while Bert Kreischer and Lynn Koplitz were in.
Oh, is that what happened? Yeah. See, I don't even remember that stuff. What I'm asking you to do is go search the Mike Calta Show. There is only one official page. You'll be able to see it. There's a big banner at the top, and just subscribe to it. And all it does when you subscribe to it is let you know when there's new videos up there. It doesn't require you to do anything. You don't have to do. All you have to do is sign into YouTube, whatever your YouTube is, and subscribe. And you don't even have to do it right now. If you could do it later when you get to work or when you get home, but go watch some of the old videos. I just would like to get that going and get that word out there that's available. And Joe's putting up some of those clips, and we're getting it rocking. So when you get a chance, go to the Mike Calta Show YouTube, give it a little liking and a little subscription. That's it. Do you ever watch some of those videos and they're like, all right, before you watch this video, like and subscribe and do that, and you're like, why are you making a video? You really, because you want to know who you're making videos for. You know what I mean? If you're putting it up there, you want to know if anybody's watching them. So,
and don't forget to leave comments.
I don't care if you leave comments. They're never good, and they're always going to talk about how you suck. So no matter what,
don't forget to leave comments.
I don't need that. Yeah. All right, if you want to leave a comment about Spanish sucking, you can do that. But that's the only one.
Yeah. Now, what would you say Joe did for the YouTube page exactly? Because you said Big Dave or whatever.
Yeah, Big Dave.
Is YouTube like a new thing? It's only been around recently, or
ruthless?
No. Joe has been putting up some stuff. We were not using YouTube because we have the Bone website, we have all this stuff. But then there's some stuff we decided we were going to organize.
I hear a lot of
What's that?
Yeah, like, what did you do?
Me?